World War III alert. Germany approves Ukraine to nuke Russian targets. Alright, shalom, shalom, Israel. Before we start this lesson, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kakudash. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory and due respect to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kakudash. Alright, I'm the brother Tazamak Kamath. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teaches truth and well. Peace and salutation to the whole fillet that scatter abroad. Alright, and we know we coming down to that crunch time of, all these dominoes of prophecy coming to pass. Alright, but as things are heating up in the Middle East, a lot of things are happening. Okay, you got Germany, Ukraine, bro. You got all the NATO nations trying to help Ukraine. Alright, in some way, shape, or form, even though they're not a NATO nation. Okay, but we know that in prophecy that the least of them shall draw them out, which is talking about Israel drawing America to the war, to the battle. Okay, and we know World War III, boy, it's gonna be very intense, I should say. Okay, because all the nations are gonna gather to fight one against another in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, but we do know that the MOTB needs to come first for all these things to come to pass, because without it, it's just going to be, all these are just rumors of wars that the Lord has spoken of. Okay, but it says German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has authorized Ukraine to deploy German-supplied missiles, including nuclear-capable systems, against Russian targets, fueling fears of World War III. This unprecedented decision, announced during a tense Berlin press conference, marks a sharp pivot in Western support for Kyiv and heightens the risk for direct confrontation with Moscow. Okay, this is all leading up to that last day where Esau Edom's world will get destroyed. Okay, so let's grab some scriptures. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. And it says, the second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay, and World War II was just not even so long ago. Okay, but it says the third woe cometh quickly. This is why all these nations are beefing with each other. It's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, all these nations are beefing with each other because the Lord is making them do that. Let's grab Proverbs, the 21st chapter. Proverbs 21:1. And it reads, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. So, all these prime ministers, these leaders of these different countries, they're all in the hands of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. They have all been sealed in instruction to do what they do and to say what they say. That's why, the Lord said that, as it is written, who have resisted his will. Okay, not one. Because we're all being controlled for the movie of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, put this on DND. all being controlled by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to fulfill his will and prophecy. Okay? From the least to the greatest. But it says the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but Yahweh pondereth the hearts. So, hey, the Lord knows all these things, okay? Knows how to control all these people, all right, to fulfill his will, to fulfill his nature of fulfilling prophecy. Because at the end of the day, these nukes need to fly. And it's no coincidence that, you know, this Germany prime minister or leader, I should say, you know, he speaks of, you know, hey, you can nuke, you know, these Russian places. You know, why is nukes a part of the talk? Because that's the mass destruction that's going to shake the world. Okay? When you go to Jeremiah 50, this Jeremiah 50 and 25, it says, Yahweh have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. So this is what the Lord is flexing with now. Okay? He's flexing with the power of fire. Okay? The power of destroying worlds. Okay? One missile, one nuke is hotter than the sun. Okay, so how much more when all these missiles get shot towards America? Because we know that, you know, Russia and Germany, Ukraine, you know, these are not, I should say, you know, these are not places that, you know, there's going to be hit with millions and millions of missiles. Okay? All right? There's going to be America and then there's going to be Israel. We know that. America's going to be completely destroyed from the east to the west, north to the south, the whole country. And this country ain't small. Okay, this country is not small. So you think about it, 200 million warheads going to hit, you know, the land of America and destroy it to pieces, to dust, to the point where you don't even recognize where you are. Come on, bro. The Lord is devastating. That's complete indignation. Okay? But it says, Yahweh have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh of hosts in the land of Chaldeans. Okay? So we know that the Lord is going to nuke America, because this is the place of witchcraft. This is Mystery Babylon. Okay? And we know this will come to pass. Alright? Whether people believe it or you don't. Alright? This is all coming to pass. This is all going to happen. And this is why all these countries are flexing their muscles around it. Alright? When you go to Joel, the 3rd chapter, it tells you how let the weak say I'm strong right here. This is Joel 3, and we can start at verse 9. Okay. And it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare a war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So we know we're in a time of war. All right. We know, hey, first and foremost, we know that we're in a spiritual warfare, but now we're about to see a physical. Okay? We're about to see a physical warfare happen right in front of us. And really, it's already has begun, but it's going to be amplified more. Okay? You're going to see all these nations, you know, fly over to the Middle East. They're all gathering with each other to fight one against another, and all these allies, they're all allies for now. Okay, they're all allies for now. All right, but then when the Lord comes back, as the scripture is written in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, it tells you how they're all going to stop fighting to fight the Lord. So they're going to be blown to pieces, man. They're going to be zapped to dust. Okay? And something's going to happen where, you know, hey, when America shoot these nukes, okay, hey, the beast shall hate the horse. So NATO and the EU, hey, they're going to end up turning on America. The Lord's going to put something in their mind to turn on them. And they're going to shoot their nuclear missiles against them. All right? So you're going to have Russia, China, India, all these nations that have a capability of destruction. They're going to shoot their missiles towards America. All right? And destroy it completely. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Right? All your farming tools, make them weapons. Let the weak say I'm strong. So, hey, Ukraine is weak. But if you give Ukraine nukes, and that's what makes them strong. All right? What made Iran strong? Okay? Iran was weak at one point. But guess what? They have Russia as their ally. So Russia funded them military capabilities, you know, missiles and etc. That's what made them strong. So they flexing their muscles against America. Like, if you try me, like, I'm gonna shoot these missiles. You understand? All right, North Korea, bro. These people have parades. I'm talking about parades to flex their nuclear might. Who you know doing that, bro? That's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. That's no other but the Lord. Because the Lord's going to show you what he's going to destroy you with. All right? It's not the missile that's going to do the damage. It's the warheads within it. Okay? So these missiles could carry hundreds of warheads. And these have mass destruction capabilities. Okay? So we about to see devastation come upon, you know, the land of America and real war. All right, let's grab this. This is Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So yeah, we know that the end is not yet. We know a lot of prophecy needs to be fulfilled. A lot of things need to pass. All right, but we can measure the time through prophecy that we are at the last days. We're at the end of this man's system. Okay, you know, years before, you know, this wasn't talked about, bro. Okay? This is how you know we're at the last days of Esau Edom's, you know, world. You know, war is division. Okay? The Lord is making all this thing happen for his name's sake. Okay? For his name's sake. He's making all these things happen. Okay? So nukes gonna be flying very soon. People don't want to believe it. People don't think that America's gonna get destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. But you know, Jake got a zeal of what's gonna happen. You know, Jake got a zeal of what's gonna happen. They know something is about to happen, apocalyptic type event, because that's all they show in the movies, all they show on the, you know, your TV shows and Netflix shows, whatever you want to watch. That's all they show. So you know, that's predictive programming. All right, so Jake got a zeal of what's going on. So Jake gonna go buy hella straps, and then they're gonna be good. Bro, where's your relationship with the Creator? The first and foremost, where's your relationship with the Creator? That's what's gonna save you. Your gun ain't gonna save you. Okay, you could get shot down. Someone take your strap. So how are you gonna protect yourself, man? This is why we need the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? We're going to be trusting in the Lord. Okay? So, hey, nukes going to be flying very soon towards America, towards Israel as well. But you see how things are heating up in the East. All right, things they don't show in the media. This is how you know we are at the end of this man's system. Okay? Hey, so with that, Lord willing, that's been edifying. We want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakudash. Till next time, I say shalom.